Hey guys, Luna here with a new video for the channel. Now I know it's been more than a month since the last time I uploaded a video, but the thing is that I was not available. The good thing is about having no subscribers is that basically no one gives a fuck, so I don't even know why I'm explaining myself. But you know, I really do care about my channel and I really do want every video to be a good video, you know, even though I don't have the resources. So I said to myself, how can I make a good comeback? What can I talk about? What topic can I take on this new video? It didn't take long before I found the answer, and the fact is that the internet has been going crazy for the last few weeks and actually for the last month because of Drake. As you know, Drake released Honestly Nevermind a few weeks ago, more than a month ago, and let's just say that people were not happy with the album, you know, they weren't having it. The man's so surrounded by a bunch of yes man but I'm pretty sure that he actually believes that he did something groundbreaking, even though he pulled off one of the most generic things I've heard this year. But you know, a lot of people have been making fun of Drake, a lot of people be mocking him constantly on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And the thing is that when I see those type of comments and when I see the type of clown that Drake has become today, I remember the old Drake, the one that actually rapped. But still, Drake is one of the most relevant artists, not only from the modern era of music, but of all time. So that points the question, is Drake overrated, or does he actually deserve all the attention and all the praise that he often gets? Because even when I've said it before, a lot of people have been mocking him for this new release. The album sold a shit ton of copies. So is Drake overrated or not? The first thing we're going to talk about is the popularity. And in this category, the reason why I'm going to talk about this first is because this is pretty much obvious. Drake is not overrated in terms of popularity. He's one of the most popular artists of all time. Right now, I believe he is the most popular name in the rap scene. So even artists like Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Kanye West, people that, have some of the best discographies ever in rap, don't have the same level of relevance as Drake. Drake is not only known in the US and the UK, but all over the world, even in Latin America, which had led, him to collaborate with people like Bad Bunny, one of the biggest names in Latin music. And with Drake, it hasn't always been like this, even up to 2015. With the release of If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Drake wasn't really the biggest name in the rap scene. When Drake released Views, with the release of songs like One Dance and Hotline Bling, he became the biggest star in the world because it was a type of music that, even though, yes, a lot of artists were already doing that at the time, no artist at the scale of Drake was doing that type of music. Even though Views as an album is a piece of shit, it is the album that brought Drake to so much more audience, and basically today he's still known throughout the world. So in terms of popularity, no, Drake is not overrated at all. In terms of lyricism, it's really hard to say. Because maybe you can grab a few hidden gems that Drake has released based on lyricism, emotional tracks like Do Not Disturb, or maybe in his earliest releases or his debut album, for example, he has some pretty good verses in those records. But overall, when you look at Drake, you're not really looking for lyrics. You don't really give a fuck about what the man's saying. And if you do, then you're probably 12 or even younger than 12 years old, because he constantly talks about these stories of struggle and how you have to keep going to make it. And even though it's a good message, even though it's fine, everyone loves a come-up story, but after it's been repeated for over 10 years, again and again and again, it's almost like the most horrible way of bragging about how you made it, bragging about how you're the best now and you didn't used to be the best. Because Drake's story is basically that he was a kid that enjoyed acting, and then all of a sudden he was into rap music. His mother supported him. It came out good. He released a few mixtapes. It did good, and then he released the album. It did good, and now he's in the top of the game. Now his mother has everything that she ever wished for, and he, he's just fucking bitches all the time. That's basically, 30% of Drake's lyricism. The other 50% is talking about women and how he's in love with this woman, but this woman is acting stupid. And the other 20% is basically Drake shadow dissing a lot of rappers that don't even fucking exist. Because often you'll hear him talking about how, no one even dares to speak up to him. No one even dares to say anything to him because they're scared of him. They know that they're going to be fucked up if they mess with Drake. But that doesn't really add up because Drake has been fucked multiple times by different rappers. So yeah, it just doesn't really track. The same year the story of Adidon was released, Drake released Scorpion with lines like, I love a challenge, but challenged by who? I mean, what the fuck? How delusional you have to be to put out a line like this after Pusha T fucking raped you in front of everyone? But I can't really say that he is overrated because I don't really see anyone praising Drake for his lyrics. So yeah, he's not really overrated in terms of lyrics, but not because he's a good lyricist. It's just because no one gives a fuck. No one is praising Drake for the lyrics. So yeah, I guess he's not overrated. Now it comes to rapping ability, the flow. How many different types of rapping can Drake pull off? Let me tell you how many. One. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me in this because I've said it before. I've said it on this channel. I believe that If You're Reading This Is Too Late is one of the best rap records released in 2015. But if you take a look at albums like Take Care, if you take a look at albums like, for example, Thank Me Later, or if you take a look at albums like everything he has released ever since Views, you can tell that his rapping, his flow is constantly the same. Over and over and over again. Sadly, I cannot put a few examples because, YouTube is going to take down the video, even though the fucking videos don't even get 100 views, but YouTube seems to need to take them down. But, you don't need to listen to me. Go ahead, listen to Thank Me Later, for example, and you'll see that many of the rap cuts on the album are extremely similar to one another if you take out the beat. I'm not hating on his rap style. As I said before, I don't really have a problem with albums like Thank Me Later. I'm just saying that, there's not really that much skill there. And this is a thing that a lot of people seem to fucking believe that Drake is one of the best rappers of all time, even in terms of, technicality, of rapping ability. So given the fact that a lot of people are saying that Drake is the best rapper, then I guess you can say that he's extremely overrated in terms of rapping ability. Now let's go with influence, and in this case I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I don't think that Drake is overrated at all. Like it or not, you can like albums like Views, you can like albums like More Life, or you can fucking hate them, as I do. Maybe the music was already there. I know you can find thousands of albums released previous to Views that use that kind of music and it was way better. But the thing is that the albums were not selling as much as they did after Drake released Views. One Dance remained 16 weeks at #1, and that was influential in the whole world. Even Latin music, the music he was using to craft a song like One Dance became influenced by the same type of melody, and minimalistic production that the song had. So, in other words, I believe that in terms of R&B, Drake has been really influential, especially since the release of Views. Now, in the hip-hop realm, Drake hasn't really been that much of an influence. I don't know, I haven't seen another Drake in the music industry. I haven't seen anyone trying to copy Drake. Matter of fact, everyone seems to run away from the same style that Drake uses. Again, I've never heard anyone singing any style similar to what Drake does when he's rapping. And to every motherfucker who may use this opportunity to say,
oh, that means that Drake is really original.
No, I believe that the reason why no one uses his exact same style of rapping is because, it's fucking horrible. So in terms of influence, even though he wasn't the one who invented the genre, he's not even close actually, he was the one that popularized it, at least in this new, in this modern era of music. He was the one that popularized this dembo R&B thing. So, and given the fact that there are so many fucking songs that sound like this even today, 6 years after the release of Views, I think that you can say that he was, really influential. And not only from the musical point of view, but it seems like the entirety of pop culture was also influenced by Drake as a, internet personality. So in terms of influence, yeah, Drake is not overrated. I don't think so. Now, the most important part of this video, if you watch till this point, that this whole segment, this whole thing about Drake's discography is the thing that, it will tell me if Drake is overrated or not. Because here's the thing, you can be a really good rapper, you can be, you can influence as many people as you want, you can have the best lyrics of all time, but if the fucking albums are not good, you can go eat dog shit, because I don't give a fuck about you. I'm here to listen to albums. So even if you're just saying the best thing in the world, or just have the best ability to rap, it doesn't really mean that the album is going to be good. If you don't believe me, then go and listen to every single fucking album Eminem has released in the past couple of years. Eminem definitely is one of the best technical rappers ever, but the fucking albums are not good. So in terms of discography, Drake is probably one of the most overrated artists of all time. Not only from the fact that Drake is still relevant today and is still people who defend the pieces of shit that were released between 2016 and 2022, is the fact that the old albums are being labeled as classics when no one even fucking hears the thing anymore. Because you can say that Thank Me Later was a good album. That's it. It wasn't a great album. It wasn't a bad album. It was a good album, a decent debut for a decent artist. And you can say that Take Care was a really good album, because it was. The same thing can be said about Nothing Was the Same, even though it was obviously a letdown. It wasn't as good as Take Care. And then, if you're reading This Is Too Late, it's basically his best album. Up until that point, Drake's discography is pretty solid, and I can say he's not overrated at all. But then Views came along, More Life came along, Scorpion, Certified Lover Boy. These albums alone are enough to just discredit every single other good release that Drake has ever pulled off. It's not just, I don't like the album. No, they're bad. It's painful to listen to the fucking albums. So I guess that Drake's discography can be summed up in, just 10% of great albums, 20% of decent albums, and 70% of pieces of shit. And an artist that is so popular as he is, so fucking praised all the fucking time, can't fucking have such a low level of quality in his fucking discography. So, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of discography, Drake is extremely overrated. And if you don't agree with me, then most likely your parents are brothers. In other words, guys, even though it pains me to say this, because I am a Drake fan, every time that he releases an album, I buy the fucking album. I spent my hard-earned money to buy the album and to see what he came up with. And every time I get more disappointed. So even though he is quite the most famous rapper of all time, and pretty much, he was really influential, especially with the release of Views, that does not mean that he deserves all the praise that everyone fucking gives him all the time. So yes, I do believe that Drake is not only overrated, but extremely overrated. That is it for today's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other videos that I upload. Guys, please understand that I don't hate Drake. I don't know him. I don't have anything against him. It's just that often, when I talk about music, I get really annoyed if I'm disappointed about something. And Drake, the case with Drake is that I am really disappointed. For me, Drake was kind of, the next big thing with the release of If You're Reading This Is Too Late. So seeing his downfall with the next album, and not only seeing his downfall, seeing the fact that he doesn't even try. Like, he never actually gave a fuck about the people enjoying the albums as long as as he was selling the music. That's the feeling I get from every new release. He just wants to sell the album, and whether the people like the album or not, they just don't give a fuck. But I want to know what you think, guys. So tell me, do you think Drake is overrated? If you think that he isn't, then go ahead and leave me your reasons down below in the comments, and I'll make sure to check it out. And if you agree with me, then leave a comment as well, and I'll make sure to check it out as well. With that being said, guys, I hope I can see you soon with a new video. But until then, bye.